Right, so I have returned once again today to actually deliver the final chapter of JoJo Part 8, Jojolion. Actually all good to go. God damn, it takes so goddamn long for me to actually speak on this thing sometimes. Anyway, yes, we actually are today covering chapter 110. Originally thought chapter 111, but that was actually no, chapter 110 of JoJo Part 8, Jojolion, or for the final time, I guess we actually can call it Jojolion as well. So yeah, this manga is kind of weird, which is the best way to describe it. It literally is. At the end of it all, it still doesn't really feel like this actually has ended, but at the same time, the way that Araki mentioned it in chapter 108, it felt as if, yeah, that was the ending. They actually ended the curse, essentially. That was kind of the overarching thing, and they finished it. So the entire main problem has been fixed. Now we're having a Lucy Still arc about killer road rails. They're called road rails, I think. So I do kind of wonder how this whole entire thing will actually wrap up and actually subsequently then lead into part 9, which actually has technically been announced. I mean, it's called JoJo Lands, I think. So that in of itself is kind of weird. So I actually can't wait to see what that does in theory bring, and actually what it does in theory mean. And yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what's going on in chapter 110. So, reading JoJo Jojolion final chapter. I feel like this actually has like the Ava 3.0 effect to me, that the more I sit on it, the more I really like it. Because again, I didn't hate JoJo Part 8 at all. That's the thing I have to kind of get across. I hated JoJo Part 8. I originally hated Ava 3.0. But then I rewatched it and I was like, wait a minute, this film's actually incredible. This film's actually really good. The same thing is actually happening with Part 8. The more I sit on Part 8, the more I begin to love it, because it is very different in comparison to, say, Part 7 or Part 6. This feels very much more in line with a kind of like a pseudo spin-off, but it actually works, I think. It's a very not JoJo part, essentially. That's how to describe it. It's not JoJo, but it's kind of JoJo at the same time. I like how advanced it actually is as a kind of like, as an existence. Anywho, let's begin. So, a sudden attack. This guardrail is alive. Guardrail, that's the word I was looking for. It's not a road rail, it's guardrail. Which actually is cool with Jojolion as well. Actually, it's kind of cool. My getter. Do you actually ever really truly find out how to correctly pronounce Jojolion? It's a real question. Do you ever actually correctly find out how to really pronounce it? Because everyone says Jojolion. I say Jojolion. I heard Lee in as well at one point. Is there a correct way of saying it, or is it just that depends on the person, really? Yeah, I guess in all actuality, when it comes to JoJo as well, we got to watch out for guardrails. Oh man, that the guardrail just attacked us. What's going on, Lucy's son? Has still play. It was moving just like it had a mind. God. What in the world was that? I'm sorry, Fumikun. Even if it's a paid job, I shouldn't have gotten a 17-year-old roped into something like this. I'm so sorry for getting you into danger like this, not dragged into this, she said originally. The only thing I expected was for the unconfirmed plant to be growing somewhere on this land. I received information that recently that a fruit discovered in the New Guinea highlands was being imported by Japanese fruit traders. But deep within this beautiful countryside is a darkness. This guardrail is a new type of creature, and most likely an animal. Something like a snake or a guard dog. A snake or a guard dog? That makes even less sense. You call that an animal? That's a living thing. All the living things I know aren't as hard or dry as that. Go. Lucy, son, you don't have some kind of illness, do you? Let's get out of here. We should hurry. Back to town. Still such a weird... it is like Evangelion, really. I feel like Part 8 is really like Evangelion. I feel like it has the exact same kind of feelings you get towards it. Like, there's the original series, which is like, I would say parts 1 to 4, which are great. You have End of Evangelion, which is part 5, which actually is like pure Kino. Then you have part 6, which actually is I say is Ava 1.0, which is like good. It's great. It's amazing. I really love it. Part 7 is 2.0. Part 8 is 3.0, really. That's how I interpret it really at this point. It's just the more you sit on Ava, the more you like it. The same thing applies to Part 8, really. The more you sit on it, the more you kind of enjoy it. Because I don't think it's meant to be viewed in the same way as, say, Part 7 is, or Part 6 is. I think it's meant to be viewed completely differently. Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh my god. Holy fucking shit. That's fucking terrifying. Rocky's like, bro, you want that fucking body horror? I got it. I'm like, did I need that? I missed it, but did I need that? Don't leave me! Bring me with you! Bring me to the hospital, please! You're kidding, right? It's the driver! Oh, shit. Ah! Oh my god. Sir, I don't think a hospital will fix you right now. Sir might need Jesus, I think, at this point. You're really going to leave your comrade behind? That's so very inhumane. Am I the only one who is disgusted by that as a person? You lowlives. Don't abandon me! Ah! Don't hang on to us! It's keeping him alive on purpose. Even with his head and body crushed, his guardrail is keeping him just barely alive. You have a responsibility. You're the one who hired me, aren't you? Damn it! Let go! Let go! Get your hands off of me! Let go! Let go! This is fucking terrifying. This is. I don't like this one bit. This is disgusting. God. Ah. Oh god. What happens if he gets sucked into the guardrail? Oh shit. What happens if he gets sucked in? Kind of acts like a creature from like a really like a B horror movie from the 80s. That has like the appendages that come and grab you. Oh. Yo, it's the star. It's the fucking star. Ora. I do believe that Ora might have been too late. Oh, the engine. Can you start the car's engine? I'm sure you have experience with it. You can start the car's engine from that spot. Start the engine. Ora. It's nice hearing the Ora sound, but it's kind of not going so well. Oh, wait a minute. Fucking Hermit Purple? Is that what I think it is? Wait a minute. Hold up. I got remember. Hold up. I know the song is Hermit Purple. Yeah, that's Hermit Purple indeed. I had to quickly cross-reference. Like, is that how am I? You know, you're like, hey, wait a minute. Is that a JoJo reference? You know, you can't like. Hey, wait a second here, boys. Is that a JoJo reference? You had to go quickly like figure out whether or not you're right. But it's Hermit Purple. I know it. That star-shaped birthmark on your shoulder, and I know that we're connected by a mission. Oh, well, I can see it with my eyes. I know you have the power of the heart. I know you have the power of the heart. A stand. Ora! God. So we have fucking alternate universe Joseph Joestar. Fuck yeah! Oh man, we have alternate universe fucking Joseph Joestar. That's awesome. Oh, I love seeing her Purple back actually. Yeah. I mean, still, fuck if I truly know what the hell's happening right now, but, cool nonetheless. I drink to thee. Kinda cool that she brought it back, though. Let's get out of here, Lucy's son. This orchard is seriously bad news. He's not actually wrong. If you actually consider the entirety of Part 8, that is actually very much bad news. Fumikun, let me ask you one more time. I want to know your name. I think most likely I know you. Lucy's-san, I know my back is shaky, but try to hold on. It's Joestar. My name is Joseph Joestar. Fuck you, Araki. Right at the end. Yes! My Japanese name is written Josefu. So I'm called Fumikun. My grandma Rena, oh fuck, who lived with me in S City, gave me that name. She married an American named Johnny Joestar, and that's why I have that sort of name. My grandpa crossed the Atlantic Ocean by boat to deliver his friend's corpse, and the two of them got to know each other on the trip. But my grandma's dead now, though. Fuck. Oh, it's Toru! Oh! Araki's just like dealing out all of the revelations here. That was. Wait, just there. That was. Lucy-san, please don't talk anymore. I'll run us into town. Don't talk anymore. We even fucking saw Toru right at the fucking end. Right, here we go. This is the context. This is context part now. Lucy's still 65. Died. Oh, fuck you, Araki. I was like, context. Lucy's dead. Like, fuck. Lucy's still 65. Died due to a lung disease in New York in her home country of America 3 years after the Radio Gaga incident. Though she had wished to, she was never able to set foot in the land of Japan again. After the incident, Joseph Joestar, 17, was concerned about Lucy Still's health. So he accompanied her back to her hometown in America by sea and by airplane on a long trip that spanned 14,000 kilometers across the Pacific Ocean. But the affairs of the world changed with each passing moment. With America's entrance into World War II, the Pacific Ocean route was suddenly blocked, and so Joseph was not able to return to S City until the war ended. Joseph Joestar was able to work as Lucy's assistant, receiving an education and citizenship in New York. And he also found employment at the Atlantic City Casino Hotel. In 1952, he got to know a woman who worked at the Speedwagon Foundation named Susie Q. Holy fuck. With whom he married and had a child. Right, so Johnny Reno, George... Okay, Joseph, Susie Q, Holly. Fuck yes. His one daughter name is Holly. Right, we're getting there. Higashikata Fruit Parlor was taken over by the fourth generation Norisuke in 1993 and gained strength by importing fruits from overseas, allowing it to expand until it had second highest revenue for a fruit company in the nation. And then in 2010, they rebuilt their former main building, built 250 years earlier with a modernist architectural design. The name of the architect was Yagiyama Yotsuyu. There we go, the boy's back, right at the end. He was a university friend of the eldest son, Higashikata Jobin. Okay, but Joshi Redemption arc, where's that? Right at the end, Rocky just puts like a note saying, also, Joshi became a good boy right at the end, so there you go. Josuke, healing with equivalent exchange. Is that gone now? Forever? Those Rokuka aren't in Morio anymore. They might still exist, like in some land in the islands to the south, but here, there's none left. There's no one left that can search for other Rokuka. Here, you dropped this. Thank you. Oh, it was nothing. Josuke, that woman. Just now, that mother who had a child with her. That person, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I noticed. Yoshiho-chan, I already know. A number of people I met, including Karera-chan, during back at the Damo Tamaki incident, told me that woman is her. Kujo Josefumi's mother. Fucking hell, right at the fucking end. Huh? Josuke? Then but that's right, it looks like she hasn't realized at all about me. I guess I can't blame her though. Kujo Josefumi's been missing ever since the earthquake after all, and she hasn't been looking. It looks like she already got a new different life. Josuke, but that seems so. My memories, my very first memories, they began when I opened my eyes, under the soil of the wall eyes. No matter what I do, no memories of what I did before then will come back. No one I met, nowhere I went, nothing. I'm not Kujo Josefumi or Kiro Shikage. I'm the one that came from the soul, Josuke. Josuke, let's go. Well, you actually answered the critical thing of who he actually truly is. Because the other thing was about who Josuke truly is. He was trying to find out himself, essentially. And now he actually has. So the centralized point has actually been answered as well. Josuke, I may have gone a bit out of line here, but when you get down to it, memories, even before memories, there may be something called, even before memories, there may be something we'd call dreams. If at the very, very end, all that remains are memories and dreams, then maybe a dream was born out of that soil. I picked these up just now. I used a Paisley Park to check inside her cell phone. It was probably a bit rash, but I found lots of photos in her phone. That's kind of fucking sad right at the end as well, when you think about it. I found a whole bunch of old photos of Josefumi. It looks like she was looking for you all this time. Also, this is just a bit of a trivia, but the name Josefumi, when her father was a kid, he found a long getter sandal on the ground and picked it up, apparently. Even after he grew up, he could never get the characters he saw carved into that getter out of his head, and so he ended up giving his grandson that name. Josefumi is probably a name from a getter maker. Over here, Josuke. We're in the cafe, over here. This really is like fucking Evangelion. Everyone's fucking here. They say Dad is going to be just discharged from the hospital tomorrow. Norisuke survived! Fuck yeah! One dad survived! We call that a victory here, boys. We call that a fucking victory. So we're going to celebrate. I thought I'd get everybody together so we could choose a cake. They're all cakes, especially made by the Hiyoshikata fruit parlor. Cherries are Daddy's favorite, so I was thinking maybe this one. But the strawberry one's more popular and flowery, so it's pretty tough competition. Also, this chocolate one's very smooth. Daya, we shouldn't be choosing based on which one's the most popular or based on likes and dislikes. The celebration isn't just about Dad leaving the hospital. The cake has to have the meaning of a new beginning for the Hiyoshikata family. You know how Dad says how in difficult times or when something unfortunate happens, fruit is the only proper thing to give as a gift. So let's all choose one together for Dad's sake. Huh? Wow, just got hit me right in the end with the feels. We're right at the end. We're a fruit seller, so then we can probably eliminate the cheesecakes and stuff, maybe. How about Josuke? Josuke, you choose it. You pick one. We pick which cake we go with, Josuke. Yeah, choose one, Josuke. Me? You want me to pick the cake? Josuke, just choose one. Pick one, Josuke. The true testament of Part 8 is actually the true testament of Part 8 is actually whether or not you can actually choose the right cake. Oh, that's a fucking depressing ending as well. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 8, Jojolion, the end. And there we go. That's Part 8 over. We did it. That's the first one I've actually ever seen end firsthand. And yeah, I mean, what a great ending. That was better than I expected. I mean, I was like, how the fuck's the Rocky gonna do this one? It's got one chapter left. We're in some rando arc in the past of Lucy Steele. What the fuck's gonna happen here? But somehow, he did it. he actually fucking did it. We actually got alternate universe Joseph Joestar as well, which actually is fucking great. Purple's back, well, kind of. So that's cool. Part 9's coming out. But yeah, I mean, what as I've been saying for the last, I'd say, half a year at this point, I'd say, is that I view this part as outside of the realms or anything else. If I were to actually do a tier list of all JoJo parts, it'd be impossible. Because part 8 is so singular in nature that you can never actually put it against part 7, 6, or 5, or any before that point, because it's so different. Because half the entire time you're like, where the fuck is manga going? Because there was at points no like direction. There was arcs, there were things happening, but you're kind of like, okay, so where's this all heading towards? And then out of nowhere, Araki just kind of woke up and went, you know what, lads, I fucking got it. And then we got it. And then when the last chapter actually hits, well, the last chapter, I'd say 108 really, actually hit, and he actually then found out the true meaning behind Jojolion, being the idea of actually, also got part 6 anime as well, we're eating good! Good old JoJo fans are eating good. We also get a spin-off with Whole Horse and Josuke. Whole Horse, my favourite character in part 3, so I'm eating well as well, and part 9. But yeah, I mean, if we kind of look at it from that angle, that again, it took a long time for it to kind of get there, but then once you actually kind of realize the true meaning behind Jojolion, it then makes you kind of appreciate the previous arcs, because it all led to that actually then breaking the curse. I mean, yeah, they kind of lost people along the way. I mean, we lost some good boys along the way, lost some hot boys on the way as well, but at the same time, we got there in the end. It actually was worthwhile. Yeah, it's more love and family than anything. It's like Fast and Furious in a way. it's about family. It's like Fast and Furious. But yeah, if you kind of view it from that angle, it just becomes its own thing. There's no way I could ever tier list part 8 against anything else, because it's just so singular. It's like Blade Runner 2049 in a way that it came out of fucking nowhere. You're like, what the fuck, man? What is this? And then at the end of it, you're like, fuck, that's amazing. The same thing applies here. Also works at Evangelion as well. Evangelion has the exact same kind of thing. Like, in essence, this really feels like the rebuilds in a way, all kind of meshed into one. And it actually really does feel like 3.0 in a way that the more you sit on it, the more things start coming out of it. You kind of like, wait a minute, this is fucking great. I love it. So yeah, I do actually really like this arc. I mean, yeah, I still think maybe other parts have better JoBros. I mean, Yasha Hall is probably one of my favorite characters in all of JoJo. Really, I love her to bits. So she's great. Onzuku Raya was great as well, even though I don't think I like him as much as, say, Mountain Tim or anyone like that from previous parts. So yeah, he's still good. The rest of the cast were great. I mean, again, half the time you're like, where the fuck are they? And now no, they're randomly appear. You're like, that's where they went. I get it now. Holly was great as well, even though I wanted more time with her, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, again, we even got good boy Kira this time around, which is kind of like, that's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. But yeah, I mean, I like what Araki's done here. I feel like what he's done is something you don't see very often with sequels, or I guess continuations. Because 9 out of 10 times, continuations tend to exist to kind of just be continuations. They're meant to be like, oh yeah, it's more the shit we like. What's the problem? I'll read this. Same thing with part 5 and 6. They're continuations of the JoJo lineage, and they actually go like, this is good, I like this. But then part 8, it's like almost a breath of fresh air in a way. It's like when you come away like, that was good, I like it. I got an amazing thing out of it. You leave it not as if I'm saying that previous parts didn't have that, but part 8 more especially, I think. Mountain Tim was okay. We discount that whole entire section of it. Mountain Tim was actually kind of a cool character. Discount a section of it though. Part 7 was kind of a weird part for that reason. God, now you're reminding me about Mountain Tim. Fuck. Okay, we discount Mountain Tim. We put Hot Pants in there. Okay, Hot Pants. Momozuku Rai was not as good as Hot Pants. Okay, that's a better comparison to make than Mountain Tim, possibly. Though granted, still, I don't know. Mountain Tim's a character in JoJo. That's the best way to describe him. But yeah, I mean, I can go on lengths about how good this part is as a singular piece of JoJo. I really appreciate the evolution that we're getting with JoJo at this point. Because don't get me wrong, if it was more of the same with like if part 5 and 6 were just continued on and actually got some more of the same thing with part 5 and 6, well, not in the same degree, but in the same kind of vein, I wouldn't have minded. I actually love those parts of the bit. So I would have been like, yeah, more of the same, great. But I feel like Araki's actually kind of realized what he needs to do and actually kind of advance the plot, and you don't see it as often. I kind of have to appreciate that. You actually see advancements in all of the actual facets of JoJo, the plot, the characters, the world, and everything like that. Everything just kind of feels so different now that you kind of feel like you're getting something new out of it. So even if you kind of like, it's not JoJo's per se, you still get something out of it, kind of interesting, I think. Yeah, there's also no Dio besides the hat, I think, if I remember correctly. Dio's hat appeared at one point, so technically mention ? It was just kind of there. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't think the deaths hit me as much as I say in part 7. Granted, still, I don't think it's meant to be the point. That's the only thing. I don't think the point is that these things are meant to hit you. I think you're meant to realize that the overarching thing is about them destroying the curse at any cost, and about the family itself and actually how tight they are, essentially, as a family. And you kind of do see it. You do see it a bit, how tight they are and actually how close they are. It does work, I think, but I kind of feel like there ain't no goodbye gyro or thank you gyro, is there, in this part? You don't kind of sit there and go fuck, and then you start crying your eyes out. Or what happened with Diego either. It's not to that. I wouldn't say it's like that in there, but at the same time, the feelings you got from this part are quite different and actually quite well done still. Like, again, it's very different in nature. That's why I kind of respect this manga for doing that. And also, we get part 9, I think, at some point. A small break and actually get part 9. And a spin-off with Whole Horse and Josuke, which is actually kind of the coolest combination in the world. So yeah, I mean, again, is it the strongest part of JoJo? Probably not. I don't think it's the strongest, because, again, I still maintain that the middle section itself was really, really goddamn slow, and it actually then picked up towards the end. But still, I feel like what it's done amazingly. It's done some things I will never probably ever see again with manga, and I kind of respect Araki for doing that. And I want to see what else he can do. Yeah, good point. Norisake was dead for like 20 chapters. Or like, is he dead? ? Oh yeah, Toru was probably the cause of that as well. God, I know now you mentioned it, for 20 months or even longer, we've kind of been sitting here. It's like, is Norisake dead? But I actually know he's alive. And the same thing with Jobin. True, Jobin was like, is he dead? ? Are we meant to believe? Are we meant to believe what we saw? Good old K. K was amazing. I'm gonna miss K a lot. Good. K was one of my favorite characters. I got Silent came back right at the end. Kind of respect JoJo for doing that and Araki for doing that, really. So, by the way, K, you remember her? She's great. I'm like, yeah, I know. She's one of my favorite characters. Thank God she's back. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gotta sit on this for a little while longer, I think. That's the problem. I gotta sit on this for a little while longer. If you want my TLDR as a whole entire part, it's basically Fast and Furious 9. Well, not Fast and Furious 9. I think it's Fast and Furious 7 of JoJo. Really, it's all about family. Family's important. That's what comes first. Family comes first. That's the major thing. Family comes first and foremost. So it's all about family. If Toreno was in this part, it would have been a Fast and Furious part. And also, yeah, there was that part. There was Highway Star at one point, so technically it was Fast and Furious. So yeah, it's basically Fast and Furious. There you go. It's a TLDR of part 8. It's basically the Fast and Furious of JoJo. It wasn't. But the only thing is, it wasn't any random brothers coming partway through, being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, where the fuck have you been?" Kind of thing, like with Fast and Furious 9. So at least there's that. But yeah, I mean, again. Good point, actually. That actually is a good point. But I think mostly I'm gonna miss Yashaho. She's gonna be a strong character to actually kind of up, because Yashaho was actually amazing as a character on her own. So it's going to be really difficult to see what he does next, considering this is actually the most concrete ended part I've ever seen in my life, essentially. Because again, the curse was broken. Josuke found out who he truly was in the end as well. That was the other thing as well. He actually found out who he was, and actually that as well. And also then we have no dad dying as well, which is actually kind of good, and also not being a complete jackass as well, which is also great. That's a major thing as well. Best boy actually was actually a JoJo dad. It actually is kind of like, if you told me that in 4 parts ago, I would have called you a liar. I'd been like, bro, you're lying to me. Actually, tell me a JoJo dad would be great, and he was, wouldn't you know? So at least he survived. I was really fucking pissed. So yeah, I mean, that's it really. That's JoJo Pie in a nutshell. That's my entire thought process. I really have to sit on this for even longer. I don't think that a raw reaction can justify everything. So again, it's one of those ones that I think the more you kind of think about it, the more other things start coming out, and you actually start going to yourself, okay, that actually does in theory become a lot better the more I think about it, and maybe other things maybe not so much. So again, I feel like I have to sit on this for even longer than say any other manga I've read. I mean, I finished Attack on Titan this year as well, if I remember correctly. So even that one, I was like, well, that was an ending, and kind of just left it off that point. This one, I'm kind of sitting there going, fuck, I need to sit on this one for a fucking long while. Nodosuke actually is best dad in the whole entirety of JoJo, and probably in all the anime as well. Who knows? That's the other thing to know. He's also best dad in all of anime, and also manga as well, I think. So yeah, I mean, actually, I actually have enjoyed. This has been what? I will tell you how long I've actually been covering JoJo Part 8 for. Oh shit! Where is YouTube Studio? JoJo Part. It's 3 years, I think. I've been covering this Part 4. I think. Let's have a look. Let's have a wee look. Where do we get up to? How many years have I been doing this manga for? I think it's 3 years. Yeah, it would be 2018. Cause I started after Part 5 ended. So yeah, it's been about 3 years. God, it feels like yesterday I actually got caught up to the actual current chapter. Well, at that point, and now it's ended. Fuck me, it's weird to see this actual part end. But yeah, there we go. Constantly, I actually loved it, to be honest. I really did. I mean, again, it's about an 8 out of 10. I would say at this point in time, I have to, again, my rating might change as time goes on, but at this point, it's about an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I mean, I probably will give some more thoughts when Part 9 comes out, or when the spin-off comes out, if it comes out before Part 9 does. And yeah, I mean, as always, I actually have enjoyed the journey we've actually been on this whole entire time. Actually been here the whole 3 years. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Actually just joined us today, and thank you so much as well. All the same, it's been amazing. I loved it. Again, the middle part was kind of weighing on my brain a little bit, but then it all made out in the end. We made it in the end. It actually was worth it. It's true. It's true. He never does deliver a bad ending. Each ending is great. I mean, granted, Part 7... No, still, Part 7 actually had an amazing ending as well, even though Gyro's death didn't have to happen. Still, it knocks some points off of Gyro's death. I do not agree that Araki had to kill off Gyro, but he was a part of the Zeppeli lineage, so I guess it makes sense. Every Zeppeli has to die. So, alas. But yeah, Part 7 had an amazing ending. Part 6, one of the best endings in manga, I think. Part 5, an amazing ending. 4, even better ending. 3, great ending. Part 2, great ending as well. Granted, still, the Joe bro in that part didn't have to die either, but there you go. Part 1's Part 1. Had an amazing ending still. I loved it. Had this sad ending as well, when you think about it. Actually, no, a really sad ending. So yeah, I mean, let's see what Part 9 brings. Let's see what we get with the next part of JoJo. So yeah, as I said beforehand, I really do actually hope you enjoyed the part. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved every single second of it. And yeah, I'll see you in Part 9 whenever it releases. I'll be here day 1 to actually read it and actually see whether or not my brain gets melted even more than already with Part 8, because Part 8 was brain melting. Part 8 was like, my brain was like, what the fuck is happening half the time? But then we got there in the end. So yeah, with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. So as always, you actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream. And as always, then do leave a like, 'cause it does help quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream, and as always, do leave a sub as well, because it does help quite a bit also. And also after that point, actually do want to stay a bit longer, then do in theory leave a follow on Twitter as well, because both do help quite a lot, and both will then tell you when your streams are live and any other streams I do as well. So for the final time, that has been me. I'll see you in part 9. Can't fucking wait at this point. I can't wait for part 9. I want to see it tomorrow on the shelf, but alas, to wait even longer. Until then, I haven't indeed been a driver for the final time in part 8 of JoJo. Until next time, see you guys later. Bye.